Hello YouTube, welcome back to another unboxing video on Atlanta to Dallas Aviation. This is unboxing number 29 if I'm remembering correctly. Unboxing number 30 will be shortly on the heels of this one because I did get an email that I have another shipment of models that's supposed to be delivered today. And you say, well, why didn't you just wait till those got here and do one bigger one? Well, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I basically have to do it in one take, and I have 30 minutes to do it in. So a bunch of smaller unboxings is really all I can do unless I want to do part 1, part 2, part 3 and all that jazz. So so that's how I'm doing it. And these unboxings prior to my last unboxing video were sort of unboxing because of time constraints. The models are actually already out of the box. I've taken them out of the shipment box, and I've taken them out of the box, the packaging box. So you don't actually see or hear me taking the models out of the box. So that's the first thing that I decided to start doing to cut down on time. And then I used to do a 360 where I turn the plane around on camera so you can see all angles, and I do that real slowly and usually maybe with some commentary. But then I would also do a close-up of at least the port side of the airplane, and that was proving to take too long also. So I've cut that down. So if I start doing like model reviews, we'll do a more in-depth close-up view of models, but that's not going to be part of unboxings anymore, so I can kind of keep it short. I do have like extra information about the actual aircraft and things that I write down and I research online for these unboxing videos. So that's where you're going to get some of the extra information that I could potentially do for model reviews, but I'm going to stick with having some of the extra information on the unboxings themselves. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring in my first model. And let me adjust this a little bit. Alright, so as you can see, my first model is NG Models Spirit A320 200 with fence tips. And the registration number of this aircraft is November 6907 November Kilo. And the NG Models item number there, 15037. And it looks more or less like they've picked this box art to do all their spirits, because you can see in the box art the lettering has the little, I still don't know what to really call them, but they have little slashes on there of yellow. But this particular model is actually the Spirit.com livery with solid lettering, which are the only ones I'm going to be picking up for now on, are the ones with solid lettering, since that's the most recent version, and since they may or may not be merging with JetBlue, I won't necessarily need them anymore. All right, so let's get a little bit closer for our 360 here. Oops, that might be a little bit too close. I'd rather have to bring it closer to the camera than... Okay, there we go. All right, so we start on the port side, as I usually do. And getting really excited that Christmas is almost here. I don't know why I should expect that I will be getting a turntable, because I certainly didn't buy one for myself. But I'm hoping I'm going to get a turntable and I won't have to put them on the boxes. Yes, I know, broken record. Turntable, get it? Broken record turntable. See what I did there? Well, anyway, turntable that I hopefully can put on like a slow rotation, but it'll be like more than one rotation, and hopefully I can position my camera to pick up the whole rotation. And then I can probably actually cut my videos a little bit shorter or have more models at one time. I guess I should have looked up to see how many Spirit models this actually makes for me. But I probably have all the Spirit models I even really want or need for my collection. All right, and of course, Gemini Jets has announced a A321neo in Spirit livery. However, I had already gotten the exact same registration number release from NG Models, so I don't have to buy that one, because I certainly don't need an inferior mold that has the exact same registration number on it. Now, I would have gotten it if it had a different registration number, but it doesn't, so that helped save me some money and allowed me to get something else that I was going to pass on. Anyway, so there's the Spirit A320 -200 with fence tips. A little extra information about this before I move on to the next one. It's powered by two IAE V20 5000-A1 engines. It's approximately 13.6 years old, and it was delivered to Spirit in September of 2019, but it was originally delivered to either a leasing company or an actual airline called AirVia. Never heard of them, and delivered to them in May of 2010. It is a currently active aircraft, and the seating configuration, as far as I could tell, was 8 business class, domestic business class seats, or what they called the big front seat, and 174 econ. Now, supposedly they have 2 versions of this aircraft, and the other version is all economy, but it too only has 174 seats. So I guess you get a little bit more leg room on the all economy one, since it's still 174 seats, where if this one is version 1, where it has 8 big front seats, and you still have 174 econ. So anyway, so that is what I have on this one. Beautiful airplane. we will set it aside. Oh, I actually put it back here. Take away that box. Bring in the next box so you know what the next one is looking like. And there, oops. And there it is. Another NG Models Airbus A319-100 for Delta Airlines. This registration number is November 301, November Bravo, and NG Models item number there is 49026. And there is the box art, but we're not really here for box art, but I'll give you an idea of what that box looks like. And we will bring in the model. So this makes my first Airbus A319 for Delta Airlines. I had passed, I really do not like the A320 really, so for a long time I resisted getting any of these in any airline, much less Delta Airlines, which is my largest airline type. All right, focus on the right thing, please. Stop focusing back there. There we go. Okay, I think I got it focused now. Alright, Delta A319, my first one, and I think my package I'm expecting later on today has my second one, which is from Gemini Jets, which is a different reg number. Therefore, that's why I got the inferior mold from them, because it is a different registration number. So I do have a second A319 coming, and that will pretty much round out my fleet of A319s for Delta. I don't think Delta has any A319s that have winglets. If they do, I guess I will have to get one of those if that gets put out. But these are some of the oldest planes that Delta has in their fleet, and Delta does not have a young fleet. So I don't think the A320s or the A319s have very much longer to go, especially since the A220-300s aren't just supposed to replace the 717, but it's also supposed to replace this one, and maybe even some of the A320s. I did hear another YouTuber say that he thought that this, well, I'll wait till I get it turned around and then point at it, that he thought some of the coloring on the tail is too dark, specifically the darker red, like brick red color of the widget. In person it doesn't look too bad, but it definitely looked bad on camera, and it kind of looks bad on my camera. It looks pretty dark. So I do not know. I do know that NG Models has, I'm going to just say, messed up the blue on Southwest aircraft. So they need to go back to the blue that they were using on those. But I have noticed that they seem to have gone a little darker on their colors. It used to be like really bright looking colors, but they've gotten a little bit dark. So the part I was talking about being a little bit dark is this part of the widget here. You know, you got the lighter, brighter red here, and then the darker part of it here. It looks really dark on my camera. It doesn't look so bad in person, but you be the judge if you get this or have it. Anyway, so additional information on this one. So this one is powered by two CFM 56-5A5 engines. This actual aircraft is approximately 24.4 years old, and it was delivered to Delta in January of 2010, but it was originally delivered to Northwest Airlines in May of 1999. But it is currently active. Its seating configuration is 12 business class, 18 premium economy, and 102 regular economy. All right, so that does it for our two narrow bodies and the two aircraft that I have actually unboxed. The next one I'm going to do, the next one I'm not going to unbox. It arrived, it actually, so it was evidently a QC. I'm going to go ahead and get into this and we'll talk about it in a minute. So this one is NG Models Airbus A330-200 operating as Level, which is, I guess, owned and operated by Iberia. Hence the registration number is Echo Charlie-November Romeo Hotel. The item number here is for NG Models is 61062. Here is a look at the box art. In the back. Oops. Back looks like the front. All right, so I ordered this for my collection because I'm kind of collecting planes that I have seen on a live stream of LAX, and this plane flies into LAX, I guess maybe not as regularly right now, but it's a regular for sure in the summertime. And this is the only aircraft type with Level livery on it that is operated, and it had some quality control issues. So I have actually opened it up, but I never took it out of the cradle. I heard a lot of rattling in this box when I pulled it out of the shipping box. And sure enough, one of the engines on the starboard side was detached. So I don't call detached pieces as broken. Now, it's annoying to get them that way, where pieces are detached. But as long as the pieces are intact and are easily re-glued back in, I'm okay with that. Well, the engine, I would have been able to glue the engine back onto the wing, but then also both main landing gear were detached, but that would have been easy enough to re-glue them to the underside of the wing. But then I noticed that the nose gear, potentially the most susceptible part of any of these models, it was snapped off. So it wasn't in one piece where I could just stick it back in with glue. So that makes it a broken model, and I have reached out to my usual retailer. And the thing is, other than a little bit of a a dent here. This box is in mint condition. The box that the retailer shipped it to me in was probably in as good a shape as you could expect a box to look after being shipped, maybe not across the country, but shipped at all. It was in perfect shape, so it did not get messed up. I mean, it may have been the last straw, but it did not get messed up because of rough handling between the retailer and myself. Now, maybe a little bit of rough handling coming from China to the retailer. I do not know, but so a little bit of quality control issues for sure, because if those items had not come loose, it's possible that that model would not have been able to move as much as it does now in the cradle and breaking the nose gear. So I'm not going to show you this model. I will eventually get a new one because it is essential to my LAX collection. But some more information on this particular aircraft. It is powered by two GE CF6-80Es. It is approximately 5.5 years old. I thought all of A330-200s were like pretty old, like in their teens at least. But I was surprised to see it was only about 5.5 years old. It was delivered in level colors November 2021, but to the lesser called Open Skies. I hadn't heard of them. It got delivered to them in July of 2018. It is a currently active airframe. In the seating configuration for level and some of Iberia's A330-200s is 21 premium economy seats and 293 regular economy seats. So definitely set up for higher density, but probably smaller markets that can't do a bigger wide body. But definitely no business class or first class. So so there you have it. That's everything I have for you in this video. It is unfortunate that that one came mostly detached, but also outright broken. But I trust that I will get some good customer service. It may be slow, but I'll get some good customer service from my regular retailer and get this replaced. And then, but we also have two very good, nice models in the Spirit A320-200 and the Delta A319-100. So that does it for this video. I appreciate you watching, and please like and subscribe if you like what you see, and leave a comment. I love reading who got these models or what they think of them as well. But until my next video, happy collecting.